Jump
Enjoy.
in. Bye,
But
Uncle.
bye bye. And hello to everybody, and welcome to FTR Race 2 of Season 11 for our Premier Division tonight. Back at Silverstone, we can have a lovely view there of the pit lane, a nice Silverstone building. Home to Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, George Russell. Torment has already retired in pits. I don't think he'll be qualifying tonight. Got a nice full lobby here tonight. 17 drivers, missing out on one. I think that might still be joining us after maybe 8 due to load shedding, which should be soon. Super D going out on the Inters. Tonight's also an interesting one. We have dynamic weather on for the first time in quite a while. So that's going to put a spanner in the works for the guys. We might see our first wet type race tonight. I see a McLaren is first out. That's of Shaney here. Shaney out on a soft tire. Sergeant Panda already in the comment section coming out saying he's unfortunately not going to make it. He's got load shedding until 10. That's quite a sad one. Sorry to hear that, Panda, but glad to hear you here in the chat with us. If any drivers are in on the YouTube channel tonight, please let us know what the weather conditions will be like throughout quali and maybe into the race. Panda also letting us know he's going to let us know about a new word of the week. Last week it was mossig. Let's see what it's going to be now. Jason Enwick saying let's go. As Shaney starts his first fly here. Coming into first sector. Very tricky set of corners. You want to keep it close and then also get out wide out for the picking up the most traction you possibly can. Opening up the DRS flap. We could see some overtakes over the weekend. Let's hope we can see some tonight. 27.5 first sector for Shaney. Keeping it nice and tight in that inside apex. Going a little wide, back in, keeping it close and full out in the exit. Taking it very close to track limits there. Into Mackett's and into Beckett's. Very tricky set of corners, but if you get it right, it just feels so good. Opening up the DRS flight for the hanger straight. Into Luffield and into the last chicane. Sorry, that's not Luffield. Luffield's in the second sector. Also very tricky traction zone here on the outside. The curbs can really mess with the grip. Coming around, our first lap around is a 26.7. Just next up on a lap, Emi is coming out. Nick Gishin sitting at 26.5. Already going 2 tenths quicker than Shaney. Two very quick guys already, so we're going to see some nice competitive here. Arno Goos coming in with a 26.7 as well. Two Red Bulls running very close to each other. Super D setting his first lap on a set of Inters. We don't see any rain out there at the moment. Maybe he's just testing out his equipment. A lot of the esports drivers do like to run a first lap of Inters, just see that everything's working. Anything needs a reboot. Person still on the lap here, Pantry Star. It's going into the first sector. I do believe that Super D will need to change his tires, as he won't make it through on that time on this track. We do have 17 drivers, with Torment already retired from the lobby. He will not make it through, so one more driver will be sitting out of quali 2 and 3. Catching a little bit of slipstream here of the Alpine ahead of him. And Pantry Star sets a 27.6, currently putting him in 6th place. He might need to go again. Still a lot of drivers to set laps. Zadi on a lap currently. Let's follow Zadi around as he just came out of left field. Sergeant Panda mentioning about the tire usage and Super D using the wrong tire on this lap. That is very true. It can become a problem if Super D makes it through quali 1. Essentially then saving him a set of tires. We don't want to see that any driver going forward on not using any tires that he can maybe still use in the race. So definitely if Super D has to get through, he will need to set a lap on a pair of softs or mediums. Mediums is also fine, but we do not condone the use of gaining an advantage by using a different tire and still making it through quali. Next person on the lap is Imi again. Rabiko coming in for support for Shakes tonight. Rabiko also saying a massive improvement from Shakes. We need to keep an eye out on him. Shakes is on a lap. I'll follow him around next after Imi sets his lap over here. And Imi sets a 26.9. Let's go down to Shakes. Shakes just entering Mackett's and Beckett's here. Panda also coming in saying Shakes definitely in the mix. Good pace from him. Shane Iman, dry quality, maybe some rain in the race. Awesome, that's great to hear. It will throw a spanner in the mix, get some places made or lost in the pit lane phase or as the conditions change. Shake's taking a little bit of curb, losing the rear a little bit. Might have upset the car just a bit. Shakes Mashaba. Shakes setting a 26.1, going the quickest of them all so far. Shakes has definitely improved here, like everybody's been saying. Josh and Bob is on a lap. Josh was very quick last week. Let's follow him around for a lap. His first lap of the evening. 27.4 for the first sector. purple. Don't know if that's a true reflection of his purple. This is his first lap out. Sergeant Panda coming in with a prediction for Barbie at 25.8. Let's see if he can improve by 3/10 on Shakes. This man is very quick though. Also, please remember we got Overtake of the Week. They will be posted on Facebook every week. Well, first two is up from the Austrian Grand Prix. Winners are Bob and BLJ from Division 2. Please go check it out. And the drivers listening in at the moment, please remember to take your recordings of your overtakes. So the drivers, each other can vote. Who's got the best overtake of the week? As Bob is about to complete his lap here. Let's see if the prediction came true of a 25.8. Ooh, and it's very close to a 26 flat, almost 26.1. Very close to Shakes' time here. Robbie also saying Shakes can do a 25.4 in Q3. That's Q3. Let's first see. It does look a bit cold out there. The track temps can also play a big role on the amount of grip these guys have out there. So it does look very overcast. Tunable coming in with the Shakes for Paul. I will have to see if we can see a 25 flat. It's another second to go for these guys to improve on their times. Yaku Nachels on a lap. Let's follow Yaku around. He's backed off of it. Wezo is on a lap. He's coming into the pits. Pantry Star is on an out lap. Let's follow Pantry around. It's the only one I think still on track, or that would be setting a lap. Rabiko saying it will be between Shakes and Josh. I don't think Shakes was racing last week, so I haven't seen his pace yet on this new game. We'll have to see tonight what every driver can bring to the table. Silverstone also being a very good track to test you on. Mix of slow corners and very fast corners, making it a very lekker versatile track to really test your skills at. Let's see if Pantry Star can improve here. He's currently in the drop zone, only by a 10.5 though. So there's not a lot of time to find, but Boinkies can also still go for another lap. I would say at least want to get into the 26s here to make it through to Q2. So we are losing one more driver here. See his middle split after coming through Mackett's and Beckett's into the hanger straight. He's up by almost 3/10. Let's see what he can pull off still in this last sector. I think he's going to need another 3/10. Pantry Star here joined a little late this season, so I don't think he's got a lot of practice here for tonight. So this is not a true representation of his pace. Putting him in 14th on a 27.1. I think he'll improve quite a bit as the season prolongs. I think Zadi is about to start the lap. Yep, he's on a lap. Let's follow Zadi around. Also, I see a Red Bull coming out of the pits of Arno Goos. Josh with the first 25 of the night, 25.9. Yeah, guys, I think the track is a bit cold tonight. Maybe in the perfect conditions you'll get a bit of a quicker time. Zari coming through the middle sector, only up by almost a tenth. I'll give him 2 places if he can keep that time up. Putting him into 10th, just surpassing his teammate Imi, which I believe is family. Zari losing quite a bit of time in the last sector. I don't know, Ghost also started his lap, or is about to start his lap now. Let's follow him around. See a bit of a Red Bull tonight. Ooh, and Arno going very wide. Not invalidating, but he did back out of that lap. A lot of comments coming through. Rabiko saying, yep, the weather is quite cold. Brian Johnson, our winner of the overtake of the week for Division 2, saying Cyberjart is his idol since 1962. And Arno ducking into the pits. Emi is on a lap. Let's follow Emi around. Oh, sorry, Boinkies is on a lap. Boinkies is in a drop zone. So he's on his final lap here. Oh, and he loses it. So we'll be losing Boinkies and Torment into Q2. Unfortunately, they'll be starting at the back of the pack. I think Boinkies might be in low fuel mode. The car's very slow on full throttle. Right, and that will take us into Q2. I'm just quickly going to get me a water. I will be back soon. And I'm back, and we are in Q2. What happened to my menu screens? There they are. Let me just get some telemetry up here for us. I'm not going to put the tire off. Everybody is going to drive on the soft anyways. Nobody's going to bother with a medium tire. Hopefully no more enters from anybody. Let's see who's first to pull the trigger, first to put up a nice banker lap. Looks like it's an Alpine garage, it's busy. Yeah, Cyberjot. I think the two Alpha Tauris might be ahead of Yaku Nagel and Wezo. Wezo's ahead, let's stick to Wezo. It's very overcast. These guys got very cold track. Sorry, that's my fault. I just wanted to change the broadcast view.
Right, and while Honker is taking a water break or a leak or something, not sure what he's doing, but a warm welcome from me, and welcome to Q2. So yeah, last week was one of the best races I've ever seen in terms of Premier Division. So a huge battle between Super D, Josh, as well as Nikishin, so that was probably one of the best races I've seen in a while. So yeah, welcome to Q2. 15 drivers left in the session, and it's going to be very tight at the top, and then obviously you've got the midfield battles going on, and yeah, we're expecting to lose 5 drivers here. So wherever you are in South Africa, hope you're having a warm one, hope you have water, and hope you have electricity. So I just jumping in while Hanku is I'm not sure what he's doing, which scares me. But it was the guys to look out for in Q2, obviously from Q1's result, was definitely Shakes, Josh, Super D, Bob, and a bit of a surprise, Nigishan and Arno Gijs not showing their real pace, getting down into, I think it was 8th and 9th, while I'm watching on the telly, yeah? So a couple of thingies coming through. Jason saying, welcome, Abby. How was dinner? Sure.
He's been there since the start. Sorry, yeah, I'm back. I've been listening.
Oh, well done. Good for you. Good for you. How's it, Jason? I'm still having dinner. It's chicken. I'm still having dinner and a couple of work calls on the back end. So it's a bit of a work night for me. So Hanku is helping me out tonight, but thought I'd just jump in and keep him a bit company. So so currently it is Cyber, and I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see the telly that properly, but it is purple for him. So he's on top at the moment with Arno and Nick in 2nd and 3rd. And like I said earlier, you will lose 5 drivers. If you did not watch the race for last week, I tell you what, I don't care if you're a league owner, if you've got your own league, if you're driving in 7 other leagues. Last week was probably one of the best races that I've seen in league racing in South Africa. It was, I did not know where to put the camera. It was absolute mayhem. Everyone qualifying was a bit worrying in terms of the gaps, especially in Austria. But I tell you what, the race just made up for that. It was a good sprint, probably not the best sprint, but the race itself, it was just absolutely awesome.
No, definitely, and it made perfect for our new Overtake of the Week edition. Perfect racing for the perfect start to the Overtake of the Week.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, the 2 that got picked, I have no issues with the 2 that got picked. A great job by BLJ. I think he got, Brian Lee got 3 cars in the space of 2 or 3 corners.
4 cars.
Yeah, 4 cars, and then the mega overtake by Bob, or Josh. Was it Josh?
It was Bob.
Bob into turn 3. Where he got 2 guys. So yeah, check out Facebook if you want to see all these overtakes. So what we're going to do is at the end of the season, we'll take all the best ones from Division 2 and Premier Division, and we'll slot them in, and then drivers will pick, and we might just have a look and maybe put it on Facebook for some Facebook votes as well. Maybe we'll run a poll on Facebook. Maybe Anku can be clever, and then we can vote for that. But yeah, just over 6 minutes left. It's not raining here in the UK yet.
We might see some we might see some rain in the race. We had Shane comment dry quali, but it looks very overcast, and we've been suspecting it might be cold due to this slower times we're seeing here. So the track not really up to temperature, so the drivers are not finding completely grip out there yet. People are suspecting we should have been seeing some 25s at least. So yeah, everything playing a role.
So,
as we say it, Josh coming in with a 25.7 as I was following him around this whole time.
Yeah, that's rapid. I'll talk a little bit about that now, but I'm just looking at the comments here on my telly, and my favorite word just popped up from Panda, which me and J-Boy is having a good laugh about. Morsach. Absolutely morsach. Disgusting. So that's definitely my favorite word. I tell you what, I've been using it at work. Everyone just looks at me like I'm a numpty, which I don't care really. But then Panda's saying a new word of the week. I can't see that far, Anku.
Golo shots.
Golo shots. You guys, you play too much Call of Duty. I tell you what, you guys must stop raging in Call of Duty. It's bad for your health and for your marriage.
So that's why race control's so busy.
Exactly. But yeah, so definitely morsach is my favorite word. So I blame that on J-Boy. He just got me onto morsach. But let's just get back to the times. 25.8. It's not bad. I got into, I actually got into a bit of practice with Nick. He convinced me to jump in with him last night. and we did some testing because I helped him, or he helped me a bit, and I helped him a bit, seeing that he's racing tonight, and that's it's not bad for Q2, but I can tell you what, I probably think we're going to get very low 125s. I won't. Yeah, I'm not going to put my bottom dollar on this, but I think 125.1 in Q3. If it becomes a little bit warmer, maybe track temperature goes up. Nick Gishen's retired, and Arno, is that in the pits? Probably.
Yeah.
With 4 minutes to go. But I think a 25.1 is definitely on the cards.
I don't know, eh?
If I look at what me and him did last night, and I don't want to give this too much away, because maybe just someone expects that from me tomorrow night, and then it doesn't happen. But at 20,
my teammates.
no, yeah, maybe you should start racing. So, you know, my shoulders are getting heavy with all this carrying the team kind of shit.
You don't need me yet. Aston
Yeah,
is still
what?
doing good.
You're talking a lot of nonsense. I was last in the sprint. What are you talking about?
But first in the race, which is perfect.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like Max says, a sprint doesn't really care.
It's a sprint.
It's a sprint, yeah. But I wouldn't reckon out a 20. What have they got at the moment? What is Josh time? 25.6.
Yeah, 26.6. Oh, sorry,
26.6.
Is a 25.7.
Yeah, I would definitely think 25.7. Take track evolution if it doesn't rain. 25.7, 25.3. I'm going to make the call. 25.3. But at the moment, let's just talk about dropouts. Not dropouts in that bad way. Smurfs Django. Drop zone. Smurfs Django in a bit of trouble there in 10th. Pantry, you would tend to think is slightly safe. Top Gun is in the pit, so he's not going to improve unless he goes out with literally a couple of seconds to go. Zari's on an outlap, and we know Zari's got some pace. Wezo is still in the pits. Yaku is out on track. So if we just look at this, good result last week for Nick Gishen, and for Josh, obviously 1-2 in Austria, and then a sprint went to Josh and to Emi. So Emi definitely has some pace, maybe on the shorter part of things. Hopefully he can slap on his 50% boots and get on with it. Just going back to the purple sector there for Bob. Jason saying, I play Call of Duty with my security bats. Okay then. Is that a Cape Town joke?
As Bob, I think that's a Joburg joke. Only you guys.
Jason's saying a 124.9. Jason.
He's smoking something.
Morsach. Morsach. Stop talking nonsense, Jason. Josh, you don't disappoint. No, absolutely not. Josh is.
And same with Bob. Bob is coming in very close with a 25.7. Only other driver that's gotten into the 25s.
Look, to be fair, Bob didn't have a great race last week, and I don't think it was all up to him. I really think he had a couple of incidents which was probably not worth reporting, and a bit of bad luck on his side. But Bob didn't have the best races last week, but it doesn't mean... I mean, it's only the first race in 10 races, so, you know, you can't judge anyone on a first race kind of result. So, but definitely we get an indication of who's there. We definitely know that Josh, Nick, Arno is there, Emi is there based on his sprint pace. We can see Bob's up there on top tonight as well. We know Shane's got some awesome race pace. So and obviously Shakes. I mean, Shakes only races every second week, so Shakes has got like 2 weeks to practice for the track. So if Shakes doesn't get on pole, then I would be disappointed with Shakes, and definitely tell him to manage his time a bit better.
Yep, and Shake's also got a lot of support tonight.
Because he actually just practices 5 races in a season, because he only races every second week. Shakes for cheating. Doesn't work. Morsach. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Panda saying a 25.2. Yeah, that was what I said, I think, a 25.2 or something.
I think you said 3. I'm going to stick to the 25.4.
What's a tenth between friends? Come on. But at the moment, what is it? The yellows in sector 2 and 3, and we've got still. So Yaku has retired from the session, so he's out of qualifying 2, so he's not going to make it to Q3. Zari just slots himself up into 6th, so that pushes out Pantry Star. And he's in the pit, so Pantry's not going to go through because there's not enough time left for him. Top Gun in the pits, he's not going to make it through. Like I said, Yaku's not going to make it through. Wezo, let's just see in sector 1. Let's follow him around a bit and see if he can improve. What does he need? He needs 5 tenths. A second. He basically needs a second. A 26.4 versus a 26.4, yeah?
Yeah, he needs a second.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of time to find in a lap.
Yeah, look, track evolution can help him. Yeah, he's probably going to be the last guy across the line, barring Josh or Bob and Super D.
He's up by 5/10.
5/10. So if he has a good Mackets and Beckets and get nicely out of that, you know, you can gain a lot of time through Mackets and Beckets. It's just one of those. It's like Spa. With
Ooh, and he climbs the curb a little.
He did, but it's purple sector for him though. So let's see. I'm not sure what the sector 2 time was when he crossed.
He only improved by 4/10 for the full lap. He's on a 27 flat now in 13th.
Okay, but maybe at a ooh, runs wide again, straightens the car, and the rear looks really unstable in the Alpha Tauri. 14th, it is. 13th.
13th, yeah.
13th, yeah. So lacked a little bit of pace there. Probably need another 6/10. So unfortunate for Weza. So that puts what? Yaku out, Weza out, Top Gun, Emmy. Emmy is weird. I mean, I would have thought that Emmy would have at least, unless, yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is.
Track limits, it is also a factor here, and I think Emmy could maybe not just put a lap together and keep it inside the white lines.
Yeah, that's very true.
As he was out on track a couple of times, just not setting a lap.
Yeah, I think that comes with confidence in the car. I mean, except for last night with Nick, I mean, I haven't been really on. So I think it's all confidence in the car. I think once you started doing, it took me a couple of laps to sort of like find the rhythm with Nick before I could sort of like put competitive times in with Nick. But it's all about confidence in the car. It's about practice, and luckily, yes, it is dynamic weather, which absolutely messes everyone up who's got a life beyond F1 gaming, who doesn't race in 6 leagues every night of his life, like me, who has to now practice for the wet, for inters, for dry. So it's going to be fun tomorrow, I tell you what. But anyway, just to round this up, Josh on top. So that's the second top for him, Quali 1 and Quali 2. His teammate in second, Shakes, followed by Super D, Sabajad. And then a little bit further down, you've got Nick Gishan, who went through in 8th. His teammate out qualifying him again, which is quite weird. Last week, Nick had the upper hand on Arne. So it's going to be interesting to see, and this is probably something that we'll do mid-season. It's just like a teammate on teammate kind of stats thing, so we can see where everyone is. But yeah, interesting to see Arne having a little bit more pace over his teammate. But yeah, this is Q3, and there might be some rain expected. So the big thing is how much rain are you going to get in the 50% race, and for how long? And then from the lap times I think that Nick and Arno might be running some more downforce from experience. So I think they've definitely gone for a neutral setup in terms of weather. Definitely Josh and Bob and Super D is definitely not having wet setups on those cars. There's just no way that they can hit those kind of times with that setups. So I just feel that Arno and Nick is maybe leaning towards a wetter setup in terms of wing angles and chassis, which will benefit them in the race in terms of terrain, because how can we know? To get 4/10s on someone on a lap in the dry is difficult, especially if there's close racing. To get 4/10s from someone in the rain is nothing. You can gain 3 seconds a lap in the rain.
And sit for 3 laps behind the guy, because it's so difficult to overtake as well. So a lot of factors to take in consideration.
I'll tell you what, I think I had a race, and I think it's a couple of seasons ago. I'm not sure, I don't think it was Boinkies, it might have been someone else, it might be Panda. But 3 laps from the end, I was on Inters and it just dried up. And it was in Spain, and I had like a 20-second lead, and I just decided to stick it out, and I lost. Lost the race, because literally after the pit stop he gained 20 seconds in 3 laps on soft tires. It was horrendous. So anything is possible. So might be a good strategy from Nick and Arne to go that route, or it might just not rain.
Yeah. Anything can happen. It's F1 23.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we'll see some rain. FTR hasn't seen some rain for a while.
No, that's good. We'd like to keep the rain away from FTR. Go race in other leagues if you want rain. We like dry. In racing. Just to get that right. Right, so everyone on outlaps, everyone has been out on the softs. We haven't seen anyone in mediums. Strategy for the race, I think a lot of guys might start on the mediums or on the hards. I don't think we're going to see anyone starting on the softs unless the rain is like 5 minutes away. But if it is a race where the rain comes in a bit later, I think we're going to get a lot of guys on the hards trying to do only a one-stop, but go from the hards onto inters or wets, because it will save you a full pit stop. So it's going to be interesting.
Yep, rain also always makes for an interesting race, as when to pit and which lap is the correct lap to pit due to grip levels between the tires. It's always a difficult
I feel a bit flimsy about the whole mixed conditions, especially with red flags being switched on, as well as the safety car this season on standard and not on reduced. You know, wet race, couple of red flags, couple of safety cars. You gotta go to bed at 11 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, we picked our races. I think I just picked that purely based on what I think might be interesting. So Silverstone is a dynamic race. The other one is Canada. Let me just have a look here. Which ones are? Let's just have a look.
Australia and Monza is our other.
There we go, Australia and Monza, yeah. And that is also all dynamic. And then we've got two more sprints left. The one is in Spa, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and Miami.
And I know Nick is very fond of Miami. He loves Miami.
Very cool track as well.
Right, so Panda saying rain makes it more unpredictable, gives opportunities to other drivers. Yes, it does. Yeah, I think there will be always opinions about this kind of thing, and I think, you know, FTR, we stick normally by our guns and we just take it from there. I think there can be different mixed feelings, you know, guys who work from home or young lads who don't work, don't have to provide, whatever the case may be, got more time for gaming. I think they prefer that because they race in other leagues and you might find rain and then you get a little bit of practice at least at one league to the next. Also you have enough time to practice different setups. I think people with 8 to 5 jobs or 7 to 5 normal citizens, I would call them working citizens, families, kids, wife, you hardly get time to practice in the dry. You're going to have time to practice in the rain. So could be unfair. You could see it both ways, I take it. Cyber Jart's out of the session. I'm not sure if he's retired on track, Anku. It looks like it.
Not sure. I don't see any cars standing still on track.
Well, there's definitely a McLaren standing still in the last corner. Was he going into the pits? No, he's going into the pits. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I think that might have been a pit retirement. Yep.
Nick almost jumping into the 25s here on a 26 flat, 7 thousandths away. Arno Goos coming in, not the greatest lap, 26.2, 2 tenths away from his teammate.
Look at 26 point. That's still good. But yeah, at 26, 25, 6, 25, 9, 26 flat. I definitely think that Nick can get into the 25, 9 somewhere. Can't see really Josh's time. Is that a 125.6?
And then we have Shakes doing a 25.5. So getting real close to our predictions. Stellar lap from Shakes. Unfortunately, I've missed it here on stream.
It's fine, we'll catch him in 2 weeks again. And then
Shakes 25.5.
Oh, we're getting close to my 25.3. There we go. That's rapid. That is horribly fast. But the trick is, Honku, we've seen this over so many seasons. We normally laugh and we call them time trial bandits, and that is nothing against anyone who's fast on a one lap. But we've seen this in FTR. It's one thing to be fast in one lap. It's a different vibe to be fast consistently over 26 laps. So we'll see if he's got the race pace. But that car's definitely not set up for any rain, that I can tell you. Panda saying if it rains, sorry, Jason is saying I just want to see red flags. You just want to see a red flag because if it happens tomorrow night, you're not going to know what to do with your remote. So he wants to see how that works. Sandra Panda is saying I can't read because I missed it. Rabika saying get in there. Shakes. Bradley is saying can Shakes get this first ball? Probably.
Yep. It's definitely a possibility. Him putting himself so big up, he can still go for another lap. I think he can pull it off tonight. Josh currently on a lap, but he invalidated, unfortunately.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a. So there's 4 minutes left. So Rabika is saying Shakes is much improved. We see this every season, or we see this every year when the new game comes out. Slow people find pace. Fast drivers tend to battle. And let's be honest around the table, Hanku. Let's not put any. I think I've spent a little bit of time in this game, enough to make a decision, and I think you've done the same. This game is much easier than all other previous F1 games.
Definitely.
I
There's
tell
just
you what,
traction where there was never traction.
There's traction everywhere. You can climb on curbs. It's not hampering, so you can put the foot down easier. So I think in terms of skill level, and you can kill me if this goes down badly with anyone, but from a skill level, I think 2019 was probably... Look, last year's game was the worst game. I don't care what your skill level was. That game was just pretty shit.
Yeah.
But I think 2019 was a very skilled game. There was a big difference in between no assist and guys with traction and stuff. They got the mid-speed, low-speed, mid-corner entry, kind of throttle control perfectly right. If you had no assist, you were rapid, 4-5 tenths faster than anyone else who has had assists. Then they completely messed it up after that. Not sure why they would mix with a winning formula. But this game, in terms of a skill level, yep, it's really not that hard. Says the guy who's probably going to DNF tomorrow night. Funny.
I'm going to stick to Shakes here. Shakes being our fastest driver at the moment. He's on an outlap, as the rest will follow him soon. But yeah, definitely very big improvement. Only thing I miss is the changeable fuel loads, which you could do in 2019, and also changing your ERS amount. So making overtakes a bit easier on you by going full fuel and full ERS. Definitely miss those days. And also working up strategies, because you can run less fuel on a street track than what the actual race requires, and just running low fuel mode, because you'll just gain so much more traction out of corners, especially on street tracks like Monaco, Singapore.
Yeah, so I totally agree. Rebecca's just saying a pack is close in this game. Skill difference is not a thing in here. I think you got that wrong, mate, because skill level is definitely something, and we saw that. I mean, we've been busy with this since 2018, I think, and we saw that in 2019, guys with no assist, like Kunrad, just trying to think quickly who was our fast drivers. Kunrad was definitely in there. We had Eugene, and they were all no assist, and they were just super fast than all the other guys who didn't have the skill to switch off traction and ABS and stuff. So this game is definitely much easier without assist than the previous games. There is definitely more traction around. Probably doesn't make you too much faster, but definitely it creates a scenario where you don't spin that much. And to be fair, Hanku, Division 2 is a bit messy, morsig, the other night in terms of safety cars. But we haven't seen as many spins as we would have seen in previous seasons. If I look at specifically Silverstone, I think it is turn 3, 4, turn 4 and 5. You used to end up facing the wrong way no matter what you do in terms of throttle control, and all of a sudden you could just plant it in second and Bob's your uncle. So yeah.
Yeah, no, same thing if you come through Luffield. It's a mess on traction in F1 22, where you can just plant it in third.
But once again, they made this definitely more realistic. I mean, with Lando getting involved, as well as Anthony Davidson a bit more involved this time around, I think they definitely, Formula 1 cars not supposed to spin out in fifth gear. And in last year's game, that happened consistently with a lot of drivers, guys in fifth, and he puts the foot down and he just goes ape. So they've done a lot of work, but 30 seconds to go. Let's not get away from qualifying. No points for qualifying or for pole this season in FTR. It's all about getting faster slaps and normal, and then we've got the sprint races, obviously. So Shake's currently on top, his provisional pole for him, followed by Josh. Nick also improved, but hello, check at that. Arnu just out-qualified his teammate. So Arnu is on a 125.7.
I also just want to mention Shake's just coming in doing a 25.3.
Oh, we said 25.3. Was it me?
Was you?
it me?
That was you.
That was me. Yeah.
But,
that was luck, by the way.
I don't want to brag yet, but Bob's still on a lap. Still to get through Mackett's and Beckett's already 2/10 up on his time. We might have a battle for pole here. This is going to be very close, I think.
Yeah, so I just want to get this straight quickly. Bandit's saying that Robico means that the game skill isn't so relevant. Everyone can be fast. Well, if everyone can be fast, then there's obviously no skill involved, is there?
Yes.
If everyone is fast, then there's no skill. Let's just get that straight.
I just want to mention Bob coming through the last corner here, sitting at 25.1. 25.1.
No. It can't be.
That is super fast. Bob coming in third with a 25.4. Super D with a 25.5 in fourth. Arno Goos with a 25.7 in fifth. Nick Gishen with a 25.7 in
25.1. I did not see that coming. I tell you what, Josh, you monster.
Yeah, that was a very quick lap.
Yeah, so let's just look at this. I mean, you've got a Mercedes on top, followed by Shakes and a Haas. And then you've got Bob and the other Mercedes, which is good because Mercedes is leading the constructors after round one. Yep, Super D.
Shakes is in the Alpha.
Sorry, in the Alpha. I can't look that far. I don't have my glasses on, man. Fuck sakes. But interesting for me tonight, if we just do a bit of analysis here from my side, is that Arnu out-qualifying Nick. No, that's something you don't see every day. Arnu, you know, everyone has been saying, oh, Shakes has improved, Shakes improved. Yes, he has. I don't think take anything away from Arnu. Two seasons ago, Arnu's been consistently in Division 2, struggling to finish races, struggling to get into Q2 or Q3 even. And here's Arnu, fifth on the grid, you know, out-qualifying his teammate. And let's not take anything away. Nick Gishen is fast. The nice thing about this division is you got Josh, awesome race pace. We know that Bob's got it in him. He had a bit of a messy race last week. Arnu's got some good race pace. Nick's got some good race pace. Smirts Django is new to Premier Division, so we're yet to see what he can do. But if I don't want another Austria again, because then I'm not going to eat, because I haven't eaten yet. I'm still just looking at my plate. So yeah, but let's just finish off Q3. It's Josh on his third pole actually of the season, sprint pole as well as the race pole in Austria, and now pole in Silverstone, followed by Shakes. Awesome lap by Shakes. Bob in third, and then Super D, Arne and Nick. A little bit further down the field, you've got Zadi in eighth in the Aston Martin, my sister team. There we go. Shane in ninth, and then Cyber in 10th. So let's see what the race is going to bring, because this is going to be wow. I'm not sure if we want rain, seeing that these guys are so close on the dry tires.
I'd really like to see some rain. So if I can put my 2 cents down. I've missed the rain. And it's sunny out here in Silverstone, but we might see some clouds pull over a bit later.
I'm just going to take 2 bites of my chicken and then I'll be back. I think my intestines is busy eating my liver, so I need to eat. Hanku.
And while we get the formation lap on the way, I'm just quickly going to grab me a water. I'll be back in a minute.
Well, while Hanku's gone, let's just carry on. When he gets back, then I'll take a break. But welcome to FTR, everyone. It's round 2 of season 11. We are in Silverstone, and it's nice and sunny, but it's the UK. Everything is morsig, so it might just rain a little bit later. So I'm just going to keep you company until Zero to Cool is back, my teammate for this season. Oh, you're back, which hasn't driven a race yet for Aston Martin, which is very annoying. So Jason is saying Boink is a monster in the rain. Yeah, he is.
We're going straight into the race here. The formation lap wasn't on.
Did you mess it? Did you mess it up?
And we are away we go.
Well done, Uncle. You're going to take all the flack from 20 drivers, not me.
It's 18 and fine. Is it Formation lap. Wait, it is formation lap. Isn't it? It doesn't say, it just says race. Or is it just me?
I think it could be a you problem. Everyone's eating it. So apologies from Hanku's side. Apparently he can't see and he can't race. Funny. You almost made me choke on my chicken. But let's just go through this quickly. So a couple of guys are going, what Rebecca's saying, you can do this on soft and mediums. Josh is going out on the softs with Bob and Super D. And then you've got the normal runners on the medium side, but Jar's going long on the hards. He might be expecting rain at the end of the race and hopefully get a free pit stop. But a good mixture of tyres. So let's see. So just going back to the comments, Jason was saying that Boinkies is a monster in the rain. Yeah, he is.
Yes, Boinkies very quick. You can't get past that man, and that man is so consistent.
I tell you what, if it does rain, expect him to come up from 16th very rapidly. But turn 1, this is probably the easier turn 1s. Turn 1s of the calendar for this season. There's a couple of nasty ones. Austria can be morsig. Spa can also get a bit iffy, although there is a lot of runoff. So Anku, my telly is a bit, well, the stream is slightly delayed with you, so I'm going to eat while you get lap 1 going, because I'm probably about, I think the stream is like 10 seconds.
No problem, we're about to line up on the grid here. Josh just warming up his tires to the end and then sliding into his grid spot as the rest is still coming through the last chicane. Drivers are a bit backed up, so they're going to sit a little bit on the line here and wait for the cars to reform the grid. Got a great view of the start here. Some cars are moving around, I'm not sure why. I think we might have glitched. So if Avalak is listening to me, we've got 2 cars racing already. Nothing else is happening. Cars haven't, or they're doing another warm-up lap. They are using ERS. I'm not sure what's happening.
Can't I eat my chicken in peace?
Never, never. We don't want you to eat tonight. We've got 2
drivers. If I was working for
the
government, I would have had my chicken a long time ago. Look, let's see when they get to the grid if they drive through everyone. It might be a lobby restart, which is not gonna.
Just want to see if there's anybody chatting in the chat.
Okay, let's just have a look and see if they actually drive through the grid, because sometimes what might happen is that they would just get to the grid and it would just slot into their grid positions again. Is everyone else still stuck on the grid? Because you're following Shakes and Josh around.
It's Josh and Super D. Looks like they're racing.
Just have a look at the. Just go further down on the drivers. Let's just see if we can pick up the drivers on the grid and see if they're still stuck there.
No, they're racing. This is a lobby glitch. I think we need to restart the lobby real quick.
Yeah, I think Hanku, so we've got the telemetry. I think just go get off air quickly and let's just open up a new lobby. This is going to be forever. So it is sunny at the moment, so are we going to go with dry weather? What are we going to do? Anyway, let's just get off air quickly and then we can discuss that.
We'll be back soon.